Hello there, traveler! Come warm up here by the fire, and while you're here, might I interest you in a story? Girl chooses a player over the DM, so he tries to get revenge. r/RPG stories posted by Citizen Kane 1. Once upon a time, a friend of mine from college asked me if I was interested in a homebrew campaign he was getting together. We had played together a few times before, once with him as DM for a one-shot, and he'd done a fantastic job, so I said yes. He asked me to invite other friends as well. I invited some friends, but the only one who was interested was a guy we'll call Arthur. Art was a couple years older than me, going to college after just finishing a contract in the army. He had never played D&D before, but said it sounded like fun and he wanted to give it a try. He was really well built and into fitness, as well as friendly, and knew how to have a good time. Art is the kind of guy who does everything 100%, so when he agreed to be a part of the campaign, he started reading through the player's handbook and watching videos to learn everything he could about being a good player. First session arrives. We meet at the DM's place, and everyone introduces themselves. The other players are a friend of the DM, Bob, and a friend of Bob's, Jenny. DM obviously has eyes for Jen. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the whole reason he invited Bob. DM pays special attention to Jen and her pyromancer sorcerer character while neglecting Art, who was completely new, playing a human fighter. LOL, of course. As the sessions go on, DM introduces several NPCs that all say creepy things towards Jen, and she politely turns them down each time. Meanwhile, both in-game and out, she starts to flirt with Art. After a while, it's pretty obvious they are interested in each other, which causes DM to start targeting Art. He refuses to help whenever Art asks a question or anytime he attempts to do something cool. Enemies always seem to go after our fighter, as well as get random buffs, but the party works together and Art doesn't die. At one point, the DM flat out told Jen that there's no way her character would be interested in Art because his charisma and intelligence were both really low. To this day, I still remember the way she looked over at Art and then told the DM, well, maybe my character just likes big, strong, dumb guys. That was the final straw. Next session was a dungeon crawl, and it was filled to the brim with traps and monsters. Of course, most of the attacks and traps required either an intelligence or charisma saving throw. He repeatedly tried to get Art's character charmed, I'm guessing so he could either make him attack Jen or have him do something not safe for work with one of the monsters while she watched. Finally, we find the dungeon boss, who is some kind of home-brewed, buffed succubus with a few minions. Near the end of the night, everyone is at their limit. Bob is making death saving throws. My cleric and Jen's sorcerer are both out of spell slots. Art has guidance, so he made his wisdom saving throws so far, but is one or two hits away from going down. Art has a sentinel feat, so thus far, the succubus has stayed out of his reach. After another failed charm attempt, the succubus moves right in front of Art. Naturally, Art moves to roll some dice for his attack, but DM stops him and says, I only moved 29 feet, so I'm 6 feet away. Art gives him a look and asks, are you sure you want to do this? DM pretends he didn't say anything. It's my turn next. Then Arts, I'm completely fed up with the DM's antics, so I announce that my cleric will be dashing to move within 5 feet behind the enemy to flank it. Art goes next, says he's going to attack, and starts rolling dice. He gets enough to hit. Then the DM says that his attack misses because he's still 6 feet away. Art is visibly angry by this point, but calmly says, I take 1 step forward and make my second attack. He rolls twice, and the second roll is a crit. He then action surges and makes 2 more attacks, both of them hitting. After adding up all the damage from various bonuses, the DM starts to get visibly teary-eyed, then says that everyone in 5 feet has to make a dexterity saving throw. I fail the save, and my character takes a huge amount of force damage, which not only knocks him out, but instantly kills him due to massive damage rules. Art makes a save. He is out on the ground, but the fight is over because I guess succubi randomly explode when they die. Jen's character immediately runs over and heals him with a potion. The DM told us that the session was over. I think there were some half-hearted goodbyes at that point, but everyone left pretty quickly, and we all knew none of us were coming back. Fortunately, Art decided to give D&D another chance. He and Jen found another group to join, and they still play together, the last I heard. I haven't spoken to my former friend, the DM, since then, so I have no idea what happened with him. But I hope he's grown and is doing okay these days. Wow, there is a lot to unpack there. Seriously, what the hell? The DM in this story is just abusing his power left and right. As a DM, you're supposed to be the impartial arbiter of the rules. Doing what he did is just, all sorts of skeezy. And at the end, just being a sad little petty man-child. And the situation he put Jen in is just disgusting. As one of the commenters in the Reddit post put it, nothing worse than feeling like a prize the DM thinks they can win, and then feeling like the cause when things fall apart. At least at the end, Art and Jen were able to continue on together with the hobby, and hopefully was able to put the whole horrible situation behind them. And that's our story. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more future content. Also, if you would kindly follow the socials posted in the description, that would be amazing. As always, be good, be great, be awesome.